Hello everyone. Today's class we are going to be working on an ab rehab for new mamas. This class can be done for anyone though. As long as you're looking for a gentle core workout, you're in the right place. Always make sure that you consult your physician before practicing or doing any exercise, especially if you're a new mama. So for today's class, we're going to need one prop, and that would be, well, I'm going to be using the bender ball. You can use a pillow or a towel, anything you have available. So make sure you grab your equipment, and then we're going to meet on the mat. So we'll start on our backs today. Once you get there, bend the knees, feet are flat on the floor. I'm going to take my hands and place them on my rib cage. Once you get there, relax the shoulders, and we'll start to explore a 360-degree breath. Take a deep breath in, fill the belly. Exhale it out. Now I want you to explore side to side, east to west in the rib cage. Deep breath in. Feel the rib cage expand out through the sides. And as you exhale, let it recoil back in. Deep breath in, expand. Exhale. Moving into the back side of the body now. Deep breath in, fill the belly, rib cage, and the back of your body. Move it into your mat. Exhale. Deep breath in. Exhale. Now let's start to explore the pelvic floor. I want you to imagine that there's like this hammock at the base of your pelvis. That sheet of muscle we're going to breathe down into as you inhale and pull it back up as you exhale. And breathing in, full breath, expanding the belly, rib cage back, as well as pressing down into the pelvic floor. And as you exhale, recoil everything back in, pull it back in. And then I want you to imagine almost like a trampoline. When you breathe in, it's like you're about to spring down into that trampoline. And as you exhale, you're coming up, pulling everything up nice and tight. Deep breath in. Exhale. 2 more breaths like that. Last one. Good. Now we're going to start to play with a pelvic tilt. Taking your hands on your hips, we'll explore the anterior and posterior tilt. So as I rock my hips and I take the front of my hip bones down away from me, my tailbone lifts, I create this arch in my low back. This is an anterior tilt. I want you to take a deep breath in as you move into this position. And then exhale and tuck the tailbone under. The front of your hips move up towards your ribs. Inhale, rock forward. Exhale, tuck it under. Good. Connecting that movement with your breath. Now, through pregnancy, it's such a miracle, that growth over 9 months, but it really does a number to our hips. All that expansion and that joint laxity with the hormone changing, the relaxin moving throughout our body, and then everything kind of tightens up after. So it is so important to just play with the hips and get some movement in there. We'll do a couple more. Inhale, anterior. Exhale, posterior tilt. Good, we'll relax from there. We're gonna move into that adductor squeeze. So I'm gonna reach over for my prop. Again, I'm using the bender ball. This is a great little tool, it's nice and squishy. So I'm gonna place this between my thighs and just come back down onto the mat. Relax the shoulders here, let your chest open up, hands resting by your side. And just find a nice neutral pelvis, kind of in between that anterior and posterior tilt that we were just playing with. Take a deep breath in, expand. Exhale and squeeze your inner thighs. Pull your pelvic floor in and up. Relax, let the legs go. Deep breath in. Exhale, pull the pelvic floor in and up and squeeze your inner thighs together. Good, deep breath in. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale. Exhale. So I'm starting to connect that 360 breath with that little pelvic tilt. And the inside of my thighs are starting to get that engagement. We'll do about 3 more here. Deep breath in. Exhale. Remember to relax the shoulders. See if you're holding any tension in the upper body. Last breath here. Good, perfect. So we're gonna move into some heel slides. This is more just for working through this stability in our hips. So once again, let's take our hands onto the hips and find a nice neutral position. Now we're gonna slide the right heel away from us. Try to resist any movement in the opposite hip. Going out to full extension, gently sliding your heel back in. And as you do that, think about pulling the abdomen in and up. Left side, control the movement. Good, slowly bring it back in. The slower you move through these movements, the harder they are. Take your time. Good. Back to the left side. And once again, just check in with your upper body. Make sure you're not shrugging your shoulders or holding any tension. Breathe in, slide it out, and expand the belly. Exhale, pull everything back in. Let's do 2 more times on each side. Deep breath in. Exhale. Good, last set. And relax the hips, relax the legs. We're gonna move over now onto our hands and knees for tabletop position. So I'm just gonna prepare myself to have my wrists underneath my shoulders, my knees underneath my hips. We wanna stack the joints. And we're gonna come back to that 360-degree breath in a different position. So take a deep breath in through the nose and start to fill the belly, rib cage, back, pelvic floor. Really expanding, and as you exhale, pulling everything back in. Deep breath in, fill the abdomen. Exhale, Think about a hollow belly as you exhale. Completely vacuum seal your abdomen. Let's do 2 more like that. Deep breath in. Exhale. 1 more. Exhale. Good. We're going to stay where we're at in this tabletop position and starting to move into some core stability. So we're going to work into bird dog. This is one of my favorite exercises. We'll start with just the legs to gauge how our balance is feeling today. I know right after I had given birth, balance was not my friend. So it took some time to get there. Let's just start with the right leg extending back. Keep your toes on the floor for now. And then we'll start to lift that back leg. Think about bringing it up to hip height, no higher. We're trying to maintain stability within the core. The left arm reaching out in front of you. See if you can get that bicep beside your ear, keeping the back of your neck long, and direct your thumb up to the ceiling. And we'll slowly bring them back down to meet at the same time. And once again, we'll start slowly, left leg reaching back, start with the toes. Find that core stability. Lift that left leg up. And let the arm follow. So right arm, left leg. And with that left hand on the floor, I want you to really push the floor away from you as you get strong into the shoulder. So your shoulder blades are lifting up to the ceiling. And we'll bring it back down. Let's try the left arm, right leg at the same time now. And you can always just stick to one limb and take your time with this if you're finding you're a little bit wobbly and that stability is just not there yet. And then come back down. Once again, tucking the chin back a little bit so the back of the neck is long here. We don't want to be looking forward and compressing the cervical spine. Right arm, left leg. Reach those shoulders up. Engage your abdominal muscles. Squeeze your glute. Back down, other side. The reason I love this exercise so much is because we're creating this stability and strength within our shoulders, which you're probably feeling, because I am. And we're creating a very stable, strong trunk, protecting our spine and all the goodness within it. And then we're engaging the glute muscles, which is the biggest muscle and biggest stabilizer in our body. Those 3 areas tend to get underused and overlooked a lot of the time, especially if we've been inactive. So by now you should be starting to feel those 3 areas, shoulders, abs, glutes, working, burning. Okay, after this one, we're going to bring the hands down, sit back. So we're going to come back to lay down onto our backs. And just find your heels somewhat close to your body, a little bit wider than hip distance. We'll create a posterior pelvic tilt, so slight tuck, hands on the floor. Let your shoulders rest back down, open, broaden the chest, and we'll start to slowly lift the hips, coming into our glute bridge. We want to make sure we're contracting the core here. We're squeezing through the glutes. That's the big driver, and driving down through the heels. We never want to feel this in our low back. If we are, we might be going too high up or just not starting with that pelvic tilt. We'll slowly bring it back down. Good. And we'll do one more here. Just take a moment to rest. Big belly breath in. Exhale. And then we will lift the hips. Remember, posterior pelvic tilt. Lift. Drive your heels down. Glutes up. Squeeze through your core. To make it a little bit more difficult, you want to push your knees out away from one another, creating that abduction in the legs. We get to the gluteus medius involved, those outer hips. Go ahead and hold this here for 3, 2, 1, and slowly lower back down. Good. All right. Now we're going to do windshield wipers with the knees. We'll take the knees over to the right. And I like to bring my arms out to the side to get a full twist and allow my chest to broaden and open up. We'll move slowly over to the left. Take your time. Tension likes to hide in speed, so move gently with the body. Good. Deep breath in, fill the belly. We'll come back to center. And just gently bring the knees in towards the chest. Hug it in. Press your low back down into the floor. Good. So you can stay where you're at. Enjoy some more stretching. That's it for today's class. I hope you enjoyed the ab rehab for mamas, and I'll see you next time.